I'm going to talk about why college athletes should get paid. And I might be a little biased on this because I'm a college athlete myself, but I strongly feel that they should be getting paid because one thing, and as a big thing, they are sacrificing their bodies to play a sport they love. And even if they didn't get paid, they still be playing it. But a big thing that people don't know is how much money they bring to the NCAA, which is the National College Association for Sports, and they bring the athletes, all type of sports, bring all that money to the NCAA, and they don't get any of it. All that money goes straight to the NCAA and the coaches for their paying. So the coaches get paid a lot for doing their job, which is coaching, but the players aren't getting paid anything. And I think a good solution to solve that is just paying the athletes the money what they deserve. It doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to go by. Because while they're playing their sports, you don't have a lot of time to work. And being an athlete myself, like it's hard to find a job where you can only just go once in a while or just this day because you got practice every day, you got classes every day, and you have to worry about classes and game day two situation comes up. You got to be flying out to different states to play your games. And this picture right here I found represents the athletes very good because it's showing the two athletes hauling the coach's car, and it's like coach and the NCAA driving in that nice limousine while the athletes are just pulling it. And one of the athletes are saying, why don't we get like our stipend, our paycheck, and all this, and we're putting in all this work? And then the other athlete says, well, I feel like we're getting an education, but I feel dumb because we're doing all this work but not getting paid for it. And a lot of people think, oh, college athletes shouldn't get paid because they get all these like benefits and all that. But it's hard being a college athlete, especially student athlete. That's the main thing. Being a student athlete is hard because a lot of time people are like, you just gotta worry about school and class. That's all you gotta worry about. Just your classes. Make sure you do good in school and on the field stuff. And that's all you gotta do. But it's not like that. Like people need to realize how difficult it is because especially me being here at BYU, there's honor code you got to worry about. There's the high up tempo of the college level football you got to play, and also um, the struggle of being here just at BYU as a student athlete and finishing school and graduating with a good degree. Because any degree from BYU here would be just phenomenal to reach and get. But I feel like people aren't like they're not like they're just sleeping on that and think college athletes don't do much, but they actually do. We do a lot. Like we have to classes, like I said, school. For games, you got to get ready, and so you got all this stuff going around, and it's hard to keep it all put together and stay focused on multiple things and just multitasking. That's what you gotta be. You gotta be good at multitasking. Be a college athlete, and not paying those athletes for what they do, not just like the school part. They're getting their school paid for and like getting like a little meal plan aside, all of that. But they gotta provide for their family too. And if you have a family and you're not getting paid, it's like I'm working, doing what I love, but I'm not getting paid and I can't provide for my family. So a lot of people need to realize that the student athlete is difficult to be, and a lot of the time, I think myself, a lot of kids cannot handle what the athletes go through. Like some people, 4.0 students just want to get their 4.0 and come into college. They think it's gonna be just like high school, just as easy. But then they get here and they realize it's not like that. And either way, you're gonna it's gonna be a struggle. College is gonna be a struggle, and so you just got to keep pushing forward, and that's what the student athletes do. They push forward through hard times because they got families to take care of too, like I said. And if they're not getting enough money to provide for their family, their wife's not going to want to stay with them. Like, how are you going to provide for your family, or their husbands aren't going to stay with them because not getting bringing in the money. And a lot of times um, they go to the league or the next level, as you if you would call it that, but they go to the next level, and people think, oh, they're at the next level, but every college student is not going to the next level. Like some of them aren't at that level yet to be that good to go to the NFL or WNBA or NBA, So you got to have a backup plan, and that's when education comes in. And education was big to me and my family, and all the other student athletes too. I'd hope, and because if you don't make it in your sport or anything, you always got a backup plan, which is a good education from a good school, and that's how you're gonna get your job and get your good job. And if you start paying the college players, it'd be so much easier just to hand them their money. They can save up, use it when they want, instead of having to go in debt with all this stuff and having their wife or husband struggle with money because they're the only one working, especially if you have a kid. So that's one of the main things. Like, you got to look out. The NCAA needs to know that the players are trying to provide for other people, not just themselves. They got families to take care of, like I said. So paying the student athletes would be a big change, and it can really help in the future. And I hope the NCAA looks forward to always doing that.